as you all know, it's February here on the show where we have a new male guest each week all month long. And we have our next February guest right here on the airwaves with us.
Yes, sir. That's right, Meesa. His new album, Harvest, is out right now. And we're going to talk to the voice behind it all right here, right now. We want to welcome Kojo Dave to the show. Kojo, what's going on, bro?
Chilling, guys. What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Listen, we're happy to have you. Welcome to the show, man. We're so happy to have you. We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here on M&M Live Radio.
Of course. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Man, absolutely. Okay, so let's jump into this head first, okay? Like, shall we? Now, Kojo, you're originally from Ghana, right? And currently you live in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm originally from Ghana. Kind of lived in Japan a little bit in between there, and then landed in Canada probably almost roughly 20 years ago, and been here ever since. So you can say I'm Canadian because this is the country I've been the longest, but I identify being Canadian first for sure.
So I'm curious because, like, you've experienced both of these places, you know, Ghana and Canada, and you mentioned a little bit of Japan. So how different are the two places that you've actually lived and reside, meaning Canada and Ghana?
Yeah, like I think back home, even though I don't have too much to draw from since I left at the age of 4, but definitely discipline is a little bit different. When we came here, I was kind of like, you know, people down here are a little bit softer. They don't really know what it means to like work hard or, you know, maybe the little things that they might consider here as a little cool are definitely needed back home in terms of, you know, staying focused and remaining disciplined. At least that's the way that my parents kind of grew up and the way that they raised us. So I think those are the two biggest things that I recognize is level of discipline down here is a little different than back home.
All right, America, y'all heard Kojo. Toughen up. You know, we're soft. We can't be soft out here. No, I'm playing. No, I think that's really cool that you're able to experience both places and see how different they are and how similar they are even also. So listen, we got to go ahead and talk about this. So let's talk about the inspiration behind the title of this album. Let's talk about the inspiration behind the title Harvest and how this project differs from any other project you've done.
Yeah, so I honestly don't, you know, my first project was called 7 Ways, you know, when the Spirit of God comes into your body and the devil flees, they always flee in 7 different ways. Second title was called Book of Life, again, relating it back to our names being written in the Book of Life, which is literally the reason why we live for. Third project was called The Veil Removed, and now it's kind of Harvest, just because I feel like the time that we're living in is definitely us getting prepared for like the harvest, which is what is coming, and relating things back to Christ. I feel like that's kind of where every Christian should be preparing themselves to be, to seeing what's happening in the world and a lot of the craziness, regulations, just the rumors of this and that, the economy. And I'm just looking around and I'm just like, hey, like I'm ready whenever, to be honest. And so I kind of created this project in light of what is happening in the world right now and where our mindset should be as believers.
That's good. That's good. So let's talk about it sonically, because Harvest, I've realized listening to the entire project, it has a very interesting sound. Like you got the Afro beats, got the R&B, you got a little rap in there.
Yeah,
like, I mean, you have the best of a lot of different, you know, genres of music in there. So what was the process like creating this project sonically?
Yeah, and to be honest, I've actually gotten feedback that like sonically, this was probably like the best project I've put out. And I'm in a place where I'm transitioning to the Afro beats or Afro gospel genre. And so I kind of wanted to dabble a bit and throw a few of what's to come into this project. But then I also left the listener with what I've been doing, which is a little bit of the grime and a little bit of the R&B stuff, and kind of fused it all together. I had told like the listeners and people who follow my journey that I'm stepping away from the R&B and like the rap scene, not because I don't enjoy it, but because creating music for like Afrobeat has been more fun and comes a little bit more easy for me. And I'm just like, I just want to explore this space a little bit more. So yeah, the recording process, it was super fun. I just kind of work with the producers that I've been blessed to work with. And then this is what we ended up coming up with.
No, I love that. And I think a lot of times artists don't experiment, you know what I'm saying? Just to see like, different areas and different genres of where you might fit in, or like, just finding like what you might love. And I love that you had the R&B and even in the rap space, but I love how you branching into Afrobeat made you realize, I actually like this. This comes a lot natural to me. It's fun. And I feel like that's what it needs to be to an artist at the end of the day. Like, aside from like streams and like, promotion for the album, you need to enjoy the genre of music you're making. And I personally, I think this is your bag. I love the Afrobeat sound, and I'm glad that that's what Harvest embodies a majority of. And I think that's amazing. Listen, y'all, your girls M&M are back. Listen, guys, we're here. It's February here on M&M Live Radio. And listen, we have one of our male guests right here on M&M Live Radio. We have Kojo Dave talking all about his new album, Harvest, right here. Now, listen, Kojo, I want to talk about this. So I know with the creation process of an album, like albums take time to create, and like the mental of creating an album, even like pouring yourself into it. What was the biggest hurdle you had to overcome while creating Harvest?
This was the first project that I mixed and mastered the entire thing on my own, and so I think that was kind of like the biggest hurdle. This time of life that we're in right now, where most people have gone to start working from home, it's given me time, to be honest, to learn and hone in on my skills of mixing and mastering. And before, I used to do things externally. And I used to have to go to, mixing engineers and book studios and whatnot, but I kind of invested in myself, and I'm now able to streamline and do everything myself. And I think that was like the biggest blessing, but it was also like the biggest hurdle, just because, does it sound sonically good? Do every song sound consistent in the mixing? And so that was the area that I was kind of like battling myself, but I'm glad it came out the way it did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. Job well done there. Now, I want to shift gears really quickly because I want to talk about another endeavor / passion project that you've been working on that I think is super, super dope, okay? So really quick, talk to us about Homes of Ghana.
Oh, wow. You guys are on that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so essentially, I'm in Canada. I got to go back to Ghana last summer. In July with my wife and some of our family, and it had been quite a while, and I was blessed to see like how evolved and how much better like things are in terms of the culture, the real estate, the markets, the opportunities for businesses, and I've started to dabble in a little bit of real estate, and so I've kind of created like a page that's dedicated to keeping me accountable. It's for the people, but it's more so for me to stay accountable, to try and purchase investment property or just something for myself and our family by the year 2024. So I'm just kind of working on that right now and showcasing, the beauty of some of the homes that I came across back home to others who might be interested.
Wow.
I love that, because even also it gives you opportunity to branch away from music and put your passions into somewhere else. And listen, real estate is a really big business. And even doing it here in America is one thing, but being able to do that in another country, Ghana specifically for you, I just think that's so great. I'm not gonna lie, we followed you. I'm make sure I follow you, because I think that's so dope being able to see.
Thank you.
But we need a home in Ghana.
Listen,
Mia.
I mean, it'll be great. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Kojo
we all need a home in Ghana.
No, but when it comes back to the album, listening to it, Kojo, you just had you were really speaking a lot of like, lyrically, I love it because I felt so ministered to through the music. And I know that if I felt that, someone else is going to feel that as well. So I want to talk a little bit about what do you hope that listeners get out of this new album while listening to Harvest?
It's the same for every album. Know Jesus. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to go around it. I think I need to be unapologetically straight to the point with what I believe in, which is Christ is coming back. And as much as we have endeavors in this life to do the best that we can, whether it's financially setting up, whether it's relationships, whether it's ministration, at the end of the day, the purpose is to have a relationship with Jesus. And I'm hoping that when people listen to my music, that they themselves will be able to pick up the Bible, or they might be able to, step into that congregation and put themselves in a place to be creating a relationship with God themselves, and not trying to live through me or through the music, but have a genuine relationship for yourself. And I think that's the full point. Like, I know there's a lot of artists maybe that might not necessarily dive right into the nitty gritty of scripture, but I try and infiltrate a lot of that stuff into my music. So yeah, it might sound dope, but you are definitely being ministered to, and that is the purpose behind every single song. So
Wow, man. I love hearing you talk about what you want for your listeners to get out of the project, because when I listened to the project, the first thing I felt was free. I felt really, really free, you know, and I'm not sure if it was because, you know, you putting your spirit behind it, you putting your soul behind it, you have so much, or you having so much creative control in the process of making this project, but the freedom that you want for people to feel after they listen to the lyrics and listen to the music, you totally have just invested that much into that project. So job well done to you. I love the project. Everyone out there is going to love the project, especially if you haven't. Go ahead and get out there and stream the project ASAP, please. And thank you, man. But listen, thank you so much, Kojo Dave, for just taking the time to be with us here on M&M Live Radio. But before you go, give everybody your social media so that they can stay connected with you.
Awesome. Again, my name is Kojo Dave, artist Ghana, residing in Canada. My Instagram is david.dapa, or you can just type Kojo Dave and it should be able to come through. So again, david.dapa on IG.
Listen, man, make sure you guys go follow Kojo Dave on all social media. And listen, guys, we're only telling you what we know.
Come on,
all right?
now.
Make sure you guys go get Kojo's new album. It's entitled Harvest, and it's sold everywhere digitally.
And once again, thank you so much for just taking the time to be on the show, man. Just know that you always have our support here. You know, the entire team loves the project, and just know that we're going to be spinning this music because you have an amazing message, and this message has to get out there to everybody. But we'll talk to you soon, all right, bro?
Thank you. Thank you so much again, guys. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same to you. Now, to everybody out there, all of our listeners, don't go anywhere because you're about to hear some of that new music right here, right now from our February guest.
That's right. Here's Forever by Kojo Dave from his new album, Harvest. Listen, vibe to this one, and we'll be right back. You're listening to You Already Know.
It's M&M Live Radio.